Okay. All right. It's her and her damn daughter. Hold on. I gotta get these girls up. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Come on. Okay. Come on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me just get them upstairs. Come on. Hey. All right. My bad. They think it's Kentucky Derby up in my crib. Trust. That's my female dog and her daughter. Big Pluto's above me, and his son out there putting in some reps. You feel me? If you don't know, I got 4 Rottweilers. Best dogs in the world, okay? Best dogs ever. All right, cool. So let me just kind of get back into it again. So, chat, if you guys don't know, man, right? Like, so me and Wack, we had this conversation on, stream, and a lot of people, I see a lot of people in the comments, they're like, yo, why you allow Wack to talk to you like this, blah, 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 yo, he's son of you. And for me, I look at it as a content, but also we have different approaches. Let me tell you this. Anytime we're talking to Wack 100, Wack is notorious for using ad hominem attacks, personal insults, to distract from what you're actually saying, right? What I literally said, it wasn't necessarily aimed to make Wack look any way, but this is the reality of it. I think LA podcasters and everybody from the LA community that are in gangs should take this indictment of Big U as a wake-up call. I know everybody thinks, because I hear it every single day, is content. I said this, it is not content when the federal authorities come to your door. It is not. You need a lawyer, and you shouldn't want to jump on Clubhouse or other social media platforms to talk about what their dealings is with you. That's just the reality of it. So when I said after seeing this indictment, the feds want everybody who has used this as content. This is the content RICO. Everybody who has said it's content. We got content. This is the content RICO. I'm going to tell you why. First and foremost, Big U arrested. Brick Baby arrested. Which, by the way, I'll let you know, Brick Baby's not on this indictment, which tells me the feds been watching and waiting for these West Coast niggas so much, there's other indictments to come because Brick ain't on this indictment. He's on another one, but there seems to be another indictment that's going to be superseding, tying everybody into a bigger one. Because this is more for the Big U enterprise. It looks like they're going to do another one that's going to have more rolling 60s. So because they have picked up 16 people, only about like 6 are on this one. So here's the point what I'm trying to say. I'm on Clubhouse all the time. Well, not Clubhouse, but I listen to it in the morning. And I hear these people openly talk about cases, intimidate other people that they have to talk about their cases, talk about former crimes, talk about what's happening in the streets, who got stripped, who got robbed. Yo, bro, he had to pay this amount of money for blah, 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 blah. He got stripped down to whatever. And it's clear. The feds have outlined that they've used all these stories to corroborate what they now know is true based on speaking to victims or having other proof. And my thing when I asked Wack, I say, yo, Wack, there's 2 things. The feds might be looking at you as a potential victim. Why? Because you're listed in the RICO case in one of what's called the Overt acts. I'm gonna define all these things in a minute. You could have been a victim in the case. So that's why. And again, when I say victim, street, that's why I said Wack is good. Because most people listen is like, yo, Wack is disrespecting act. No. Wack also do a really slick a hand with when he's talking. The biggest killer in the world could be seen as a victim by police. If someone rear ends you and you get hurt, you're the victim. It don't matter if you're tough. It's not that being a victim doesn't mean you're a bitch. the police or the investigators in this case are looking at anybody who with Big U has threatened, intimidated, tried to harm, or may have harmed. Wack 100 is listed as someone that they tried to do something to. Okay? I just made a very simple conclusion. This is the feds. They keep saying this. Yo, chat, I'll make another bold prediction. I want everybody to print this. The whole, we got content, I guarantee it stops for this case. There will be no more content about this case. Who want to bet? You know why? The feds done talk to all the content people. I guarantee you. Adam, you come in here. I want to talk to you about this. Could you give us this cease and desist? What I asked Wack is, it's reasonable to assume that maybe they would ask you or show up and be like, hey, Wack, could you come down here? We want to talk to you about these guys trying to do something to you, whether they were successful or not. Now, granted, I don't think Wack, Wack's the big pyro. He ain't going to oblige to that. He's going to be like, fuck out of here. Talk to my lawyer. Plead the fifth, whatever. Cool. Got it. But it still doesn't defeat the point that the feds are going to do their job. They're going to go talk to all these people. And I keep telling y'all, everything is content till the feds knock on your door. Adam is the only person, and even he admitted, he said his lawyer was the first person to handle it. So the feds, I believe, if they drop an indictment like this, they would want to talk to everybody that's ancillary. Hey, these guys used to go to this place. There was a fight here. We're also looking at the Big U. We heard about cease and desist. We want it from you, Adam. I would imagine they would at least want to talk to Wack. Wack seemingly was a little bit, I don't know if it was defensive, but I think Wack did the typical Wack tactic when asked a direct question that it's not that he's gonna lie, because if you notice, he never said the feds have never tried to talk. Around it, like he kind of was hinting that no, but he never really answered the question directly. It was more ad hominem attacks, accurate line, accurate square. You're just not into this type of shit. You don't know nothing about nothing, which it could all be true, but doesn't answer the question. Okay? And that's the point. If you're one person who, the content gang on Clubhouse only care about disrespect. We're out of the disrespect time. We're into the weeds of, y'all have talked on Clubhouse and on podcasts for 3 years. That is now we are seeing a active current investigation and an indictment about all these things y'all have talked about. It shouldn't be surprising if the feds say, let's talk to you privately to see if you said this on Clubhouse, podcast, you tweeted this, you said that. Let's see if we could get some content from you. It's reality. We just got to be honest. It's reality. It's the feds. So I believe we're going to see a lack of content about this case. You know why? It's easy to do content when you're not involved. It's easy. Right? And also you want to stay out of it. Like, for example, I love covering cases. I know some of y'all be like, why don't you cover your civil case? What's going on with that? I would love to. But I have a fucking lawyer that says, listen, we're handling this shit in court. Shut the fuck up. Because their lawyer is going to just wait till you say something or misspeak and add it to the fucking thing. By the way, we're going to get to find out, Big U, when he was in the back of that car talking all that shit before he turned himself in, they added it to the grand jury indictment, which means it's not content. I'm going to tell y'all why this is the content of RICO. I've never seen a RICO case ever. And by the way, LA podcasters, y'all got to stop, man. AdSense is not this good. I swear, I've been getting paid for AdSense for damn near 15 years. It is not this good. When I see, if you're locked up, respectfully, you shouldn't care what's going on at No Jumper. When I see Brick Baby calling in, I'm like, ain't no way. You shouldn't be on no phone. Look. This is nasty work, and I'm a civilian. And this is where the current culture of not only LA podcasting has made it, but this whole is content. has made it. We don't need you to call in from the feds. This isn't that like the people in jail are still trying to amuse the people sitting at home with popcorn. It's crazy. Check out the content. No, this is not content. I don't know who needs to hear it. And I'm saying this respectfully to Brick, Loose, all of them. Y'all are in a federal indictment. This shit is serious.
Yeah, Jim, I only got like 4-5 minutes to talk.
All right, look, you live. Brick, you live.
The moment Brick hears that, he should have hung the fuck up. Could you imagine Lil Durk be like, yo, Ack, we on stream? Ack, we on stream, gang? Yo, Ack, man. Man, I know I'm facing this case, man, but listen, man, fuck them niggas from the other side, man. You sent my album out, man. This We Got Content shit has gotten so far, the one time y'all should just be quiet and chill. Let the lawyer do the talking. You only got 5 more minutes. I only got 5 more minutes, but yo, we live? We live?
Live. They can hear you.
What's the big deal?
All right.
Shit, I ain't saying nothing. No, it just is what it is. Free to look, you already know what it is. Free to break. And nigga not tripping. We right here live from the feds. And ain't.
We live from the feds. Someone has to tap these guys on the shoulder and say, you're in federal prison or a federal jail, a federal facility. You shouldn't be worried about the Tuesday show at No Jumper. Respectfully. What's going on? And I'm thinking LA and the West Coast is the place where all these niggas are certified gangsters. They always been in the chain gang. I don't see this shit when they hit niggas with RICOs on the East Coast. You seen Casanova Group go down? I seen Cas do an interview, but he's already convicted. Yeah, if the case already done, you're doing some time, cool. But before the indictment comes down, before the feds even show you all the cards, y'all talking? What the hell going on in LA? Yo, AdSense money is not this sweet. You know what's crazy too? I don't even think Adam would be like, yo, bro, since you called in from the show, I'm going to pay you like you was here. You called in from jail to the show. I'm going to just pay you like you was here. What? This is content. No, it's not.
Shit happening with the brick gang. We do shit to people. We the people. We ain't.
Oh, my God. My client is in a indictment federally for having guns and robbing people, and he calls into No Jumper to say we do shit to people. No, not like this.
The feds and ain't shit happening with the brick gang. We do shit to people. We the people. We ain't.
Bruh! We got content. Like, come on, bro. Come on, chat. We got content. Yo, let me tell you this. Clout is a hell of a drug. You got all these gangsters that cannot stay off the phone. They heard it was wiretaps, and they're still calling. They heard it was wired. It's like, and you know what's crazy? There's no more people optimistic than the people who's in jail. Yo, how last week episode do? Good? I bet. Let's go viral again. Yo, I get 15 minutes call soon. Like, yo, let me. What's going on? Respectfully, if y'all are on Clubhouse, again, you're going to have the civilians do what they do. But if you're named in this case and you over here still, come on, bro. Y'all got to chill. Y'all talk about somebody. Let me tell you this. Again, I have no criminal cases, but let's say I shot a nigga, right? Hopefully I never do, right? But let's say I shot a nigga. I got like an assault case with a gun. Bro, the last thing I would want to be online doing is breaking down my case. When the feds or whoever are trying to like build the case. Like, this is like, I haven't seen, the LA scene, I've called this Big U case the content RICO because the niggas who locked up refused to stop giving us content. They refuse. You're facing life. All right, fuck that. But let's get to the content. What? Wait, hold on. When will they stop? Right now, the West Coast is making AR Ab look like a saint.
I've seen him do it.
The niggas on the West Coast, nothing don't happen to us. We do the shit to people. Wait, what? Hold up. Bruh, y'all can't take 6 months off contenting right now?
From the Fed, and ain't shit happening with the brick gang. We do shit to people. We the people. We ain't, you know what I mean? We ain't going for none of that. I heard there's some shit going viral talking about a nigga that did something.
Yo, if you're in jail worrying about what went viral, that's the problem. You need to worry about what's going viral in the grand jury. What's going viral in the discovery. What's going viral at your detention hearing. And what's going to go viral when the judge hear it and deny your bond. What's going on? How are we still worried about the content? What? Yo, we're not seeing this nowhere but LA. Respectfully, I love y'all LA, but y'all got to stand accountable for this. Yo. Yeah, I know I'm facing life and shit, but I seen some shit on the internet. I thought niggas saying it's going viral. Talk about pick my booger and eat it, man. Tell niggas suck my dick, nigga. Yo, tell these niggas, man. Yo, listen, I don't pick no boogers. All I do is pick the ops off the field, nigga. Fuck that. Let them know. Get this viral. We got content. I can't believe it. This is crazy.
To a nigga, man. 6'7". Nigga ain't out the way, man. Come on, man. The nigga ain't touched me.
Man, come on, man. You already know. They on there. It's a whole bunch of rumors flying around. They said you got hit up in there, all type of shit.
Man, I'm that guy, dude. Like, not like that, though, bro. But, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, this is where I grew up at, gang. So, this like second nature.
This nigga just started like, this nigga did a face palm in real life, bro.
I mean, unfortunately, this is where I grew up at, gang. So, this like second nature to a nigga. But it's all gravy. We right.
This call is from a federal prison.
We got content. Yo, this is sick. When you hear that drop, we got content. Yo, this is crazy.
This call is from a federal prison.
Yo, if you get into the content and it say that drop over it.
This call is from a federal prison.
Wait, we still contenting? Yo, this is crazy.
It ain't what a nigga think it is. A nigga be back soon. They probably gonna give a nigga a bail soon, but you know what I mean? They go on the way.
That's love. That's love. Glad to hear from you. Glad that you can talk to the people and let them know that you're safe. Cause there's been rumors going around, all type of shit.
And I'm on the main line, nigga. Ain't on none of that other shit. So, nigga, it is what it is. Free the brick. I'm finna be right here.
Please ask me.
I can't really talk too much on the phone about nothing crazy. You already know.
100%.
Free me. Yeah.
It's just free brick. The people wanted to hear you.
Nah, he ain't go that crazy. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. This next nigga, who's my man's? Chat. This is the worst shit I've ever seen, bro. Loose Cannon, my man. He called in and looked like he was going to trial on no jumper. Nigga, the host, they were trying to hang up on a nigga. They're like, yo, hang up. Yo, hang up on this guy. Look, hang up on this guy, please. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Loose, what's cracking, bro?
Loose Cannon.
What's up with it, King? How you doing?
Not much, man. We tapped in right now. We got the viral way on here. We got Lush, and we got the one and only Munchie B. Andre.
What up? What up with everybody?
Chilling, man. Yeah, we were just having conversations, and we were kind of,
We got content.
I mean, I guess first question is just how are you doing in there? What's your state of mind as you're locked up?
Yo, I've never seen people make jail look like it's that lit. Like, yo, jail is just where we go to go get the content. Like, we're coming back soon. Nigga, I would see Rico and be like, yo, when I see Rico, in my mind, I hear 20 years. These niggas is looking at it like it's going to be 20 minutes. LA niggas might be built differently because this all about the content.
State of mind is good because at the end of the day, it's like, let the truth be known. Like, I don't put the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So everything else is false.
Okay. Do you what's your media strategy in terms of talking on podcasts, doing live streams, etc., while you're in federal custody?
No, it's not that. It's just I'm doing the same thing that I was doing outside. You know what I'm saying? Nothing changed. At the end of the day, it's like,
Yo, this is crazy. Nah, I'm just inside. Like, ain't shit changed. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, that's very crazy. Yo, I'm facing a federal RICO charge, but ain't goddamn thing changed. Sweetie! 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 No. We got content. No. Stop. Please stop. Just stop it.
I don't have to. I have no parts of what happened, what's going on, or anything like that. But I ain't gonna say anything. A lot of people.
Now, when you get a street nigga on the phone, this is why you gotta hang up on him. When a street nigga said, "I ain't gonna say nothing," he finna tell us everything. Hold on.
Rolled over and turned on the nigga, and it is what it is.
Who turned on you already?
No.
Yo. Vlad 22's over here. Who turned on you? Who's snitching? What? Oh, let's just commit witness intimidation right on the federal phone. Live on the podcast, witness intimidation. Who turned on you? Who's snitching? This is, we got content.
No, I'm talking about on Big Useless.
Oh, people are already telling on him.
Yeah. So.
Oh, this is crazy. Do these niggas not realize when you're charged with something and you're then publicly saying, yo, there's people telling on us? Number one, it looks very horrible when that's played in court, because it's like you're saying that someone is implicating you. It's almost presumes or assumes guilt, even though that's not how the court works. But when they're thinking about letting you out on bail or bond, it's not about beyond a reasonable doubt. It's really about a lot of discretion. And if you like, yeah, this man snitches in here, man, like, we only in here because a couple niggas couldn't keep their mouth shut. Yeah, they're not gonna let you out.
So it's like I'm just sitting in here right now, just going through the process.
Damn.
Is everybody telling loose, or do you know specifically who's been telling?
Shit, everybody got out. The only people that's still in here is me breaking him.
Have you had any conversations that were basically like, we'll let you out right now, you just got to tell us this, this, and this?
Hell no, that ain't no conversation.
So they consider you to be such a crucial part of this case that they're not even proposing a deal.
No, I haven't. No, it's not that. It's not that at all.
Safety valve?
It's just the point of it is it's just.
They throwing in all type of words. Safety valve? Are you proffering?
It's not going to happen. Just put it that way.
The feds know that you're so solid that they wouldn't even ask you to talk.
No, it's not going to happen.
So did you catch word that I just revealed it like an hour ago on this podcast, but basically the feds came to my house and the one and only thing that they were interested in was the cease and desist from Big U because of your appearance on the podcast with Wack, in which you basically said.
By the way, let me also put this out as well. I think it was not smart for Adam to be divulging that information. again, what Wack says he's whatever. But the reason why this case has gone how it's gone is because of people using public platforms to put out proprietary information on a federal investigation. So from the timing of the arrest to all these things, the police is realizing niggas is fucking up their investigation. Adam, they try to get some shit from Adam on the low because they're probably working on see if they could tie Big U to Nipsey, and Adam's on a podcast blabbing, and not only that, he's telling the defendant who's in jail on a podcast saying, yo, they asked me about remember you told the story about Big U and whatever, and I got the cease and desist. They wanted that. Bro, the feds is watching this shit like, okay, all right, so if we're gonna, not that Adam's in trouble, but if we're gonna play him, we gotta play him a certain type of way because he's gonna use everything because this is the we got content indictment. Everything is content. Listen, I just want to give y'all the comparisons. You ever heard me tell y'all anything about what happened or if anything happened with 6ix9ine when they were trying to talk to everybody around him? I ever told y'all them stories? You won't hear them fucking stories. And that shit's over. Yeah, that ain't content. Not in my book. I don't live in LA. In LA, that's content. In New York, New Jersey, you catch a RICO. Obviously, I wasn't in threat of catching none. But you even get visited by the feds. Nigga, shit, your dick shrink and your balls shrivel up, nigga. You like, your heart start beating. It is what it is. For these niggas, we got content.
That Big U had knowledge of the Nipsey situation before it happened.
No, see, the thing is, it's like, I'm going to say it like this, because he's going through something. It's just why send a cease and desist if it's not true. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are suggesting, yeah.
Why is he saying this on the phone?
Yeah, even if it's not true, it is
right. Yo, this thing is so confused. I don't know who this guy is, but he's so confused. He's like, wait, we talking to a man in jail about investigation shit? Wait, what's going on here?
It's a defamatory statement for sure. Absolutely. I could understand him not wanting that out there even if it wasn't true, to keep it a stack.
Yo, this nigga looking around like, yo, he looking around like he think he's surrounded by feds. Just watch his face. He getting tight.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What'd you say, Lush?
I was saying it's a defamatory statement regardless, so I could see him.
He's shaking his head.
If it wasn't true.
Bro, somebody got tap on the shoulder. We got content. He looking at this thing like, wait, are we serious? Yeah, nigga, we serious. This is West Coast shit, nigga. We call the prisoners up and talk about their case. What's the problem?
Yeah. But if you wanted to prove somebody that was a liar, right? You just
He's shaking his head.
pull it out. Put it out, right? No. Why stop it?
He about to catch a fit. Is he popping in the LA podcast scene? If he's not popping, no, actually, I sat with him before. I interviewed with this nigga. He came out with Flacco one time. Somebody got to tap him on the shoulder. If he want to be 10 times a bigger podcast host, he got to get into shit like this. Like, he's trying to be too street right now. Like, whoa, are we talking? No, this is what the internet wants. The internet wants content, and it's definitely content when somebody's facing 20 years in jail and they're on a podcast, definitely down to talk about their case. Yes, that's content. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. But if we talking right, that's facts, right? Why stop something that you're saying is a lie?
Right. I mean, hey, I guess he really wanted to stop that narrative, I guess.
When a lie linger too long, it become the truth, bro.
Yeah, I'm not as defensive attorney.
Yo, this guy right here, I think his name is Munchie B. Like, this nigga's hilarious. He talk exactly how I expect everybody from LA to talk. When a lie becomes the truth. Blood, cuz.
But I could think of a few.
Like, nobody want to lie out there about them, so that's why you would do it cease and desist. If you feel it ain't true.
Well, that's like, that's like career-ending information. You know what I mean? Like, or statement. If people associate him with the death of somebody so beloved, that fucks off his business, right?
But everybody is getting misconstrued. Nobody's saying that he had something to do with it. He just acknowledged. I mean, no, it's just like if somebody on somebody that know me, right, and they basically be like, man, I'm either gonna get that nigga because of whoop, and I'd be like, well, shit, go and get your man. You get what I'm saying? That's just how it is. My statement is, Nipsey wasn't his brother. Nipsey wasn't like his son. He keeps claiming that and putting that energy in the air when he didn't fuck with
One
him,
nigga just
and
walked
didn't
off.
fuck with him.
Hey, for whoever this nigga who walked off, bro, I'm ashamed of you, nigga. You don't want to make the fucking federal government discovery supercut. This is gonna be in the federal government discovery supercut. You don't want to be in the highlight reel, nigga. You walking off set, nigga. You ain't trying to be part of the content?
This is how it is. My statement is, Nipsey wasn't his brother. Nipsey wasn't like...
he had to... Listen, the moment a nigga in jail while facing a RICO charge says, my statement is, we don't care what you say. You can say, my statement is I like cheeseburgers. No statements. No statements.
His son. He keeps claiming that and putting that energy in the air when he didn't fuck with Nipsey and Nipsey didn't fuck with him.
He said Nipsey just flew him out before they passed. They patched it up.
No, they didn't.
They was in New York together or something like that.
Yeah, they went to New York for a video shoot, but it was still animosity.
Yo, it's crazy that Luce is in jail talking like this. This is crazy. Yo, Luce, I love you, bro. You gotta stop. You gotta stop, bro. Bro, you gotta stop, bro. Please, bro.
It was still a situation that happened after that. Why?
Yo, he's still talking. Yo, this is why I blame Wack a lot, bro. Yo, Luce is locked up, my nigga, in federal custody. Got denied bond. Don't know if he's gonna come home next week, next month, or next year. And he literally is still volunteering more information on the jail phone. This is why I blame Wack, because Wack sat next to the nigga and walked him into saying all this shit about Nipsey. And not that he wasn't going to say, but like basically set it up. He was just like throwing alley-oops and Luce was just biting. He was just like dunking him like it was like prime D-Wade and motherfucking LeBron. You know what I mean? So like you can tell Luce is about the content. He don't give a fuck. Even when he's locked up, he don't give a fuck.
He didn't go and support Black Sam at the Marathon Burgers then. If everything was patched up.
No, for sure that ain't patched up. We saw that in the Black Sam interview for sure.
Cause Nipsey is Big You little homie essentially from 60s. Black Sam is not from rolling 60s. That's just Nipsey's brother.
No,
so he don't have to support Black Sam like he will support Nipsey, his little homie, his younger homie.
Good point.
That's not the same thing.
No, yes it is, because the marathon continues. The Marathon Burgers, anything that Marathon is based off of Nipsey. Like that's what he stood for. That's what he pushed. That's what he wanted to do. That's his thing.
Hey, if you pass away tomorrow, Adam not fucking with your twin brother, bro. so that marathon ain't gonna continue.
This nigga just keep shaking his head.
He messed with you, not your brother.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? LA podcasters and especially Clubhouse, I watch them like they do like kind of what we do. So when it's a New York situation, Texas, Florida, I see them break it down. Memphis, Jacksonville, they breaking it down. I see it. But now this shit is squarely on the West Coast, and they don't really realize, hey, news flash to the niggas on the West Coast. When I did the war in Chirac, I lived in Jersey. I never did a war in Jersey. Y'all niggas need to know when it's happening in your backyard or your mans is involved in the case, and you might want to say, I'm going to sit this one out. Newsflash, it's okay to sit it out. It's okay. They just ran a TMZ article on the nigga I fuck with the other day. I just act like I ain't see it. That's my mans. You know what I'm saying? They trying to put my man's Joe in some shit. I ain't see that shit. I was like Stevie Wonder. I ain't see it. I ain't see it. That's my mans. I'm sorry. Call me biased. That's my mans. If it wasn't my mans, I'd seen it all the way. It is what it is. Okay? LA folks, it's okay to skip a story.
The thing is, if somebody's pushing the narrative, right, and it's in all good honors of Nipsey, if I had my brother, not my twin brother, but if I had my
This
brother
nigga's so pissed.
You don't like the
on
Twitter, though.
the
He said, no.
situation or whatever like that, I would have Adam. I hope what Adam would still support. If something happened to Brick or whatever like that, I'm pretty sure Brick's wife or whatever like that, Adam would still support that. It's different.
That is true. If me and Brick were beefing, and then we got cool right before he died, and then his girl opens up Brick Burger,
Oh, you about to leave?
for sure,
going
I'm
to
at the Brick Burger. I'm turning up the Brick Burger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm chasing Rockstar across the street.
So
Now, the
since
Brick Burger
Crip
sound
been in
fire.
jail, have you checked on Mama Bear?
We've been talking. Yeah. I helped him out around Christmas time and all that
Shouts
kind
to
of shit.
Mama
yeah.
Bear. We love Mama Bear.
All right.
And Granny Bear.
Definitely. Man, if he was out, he would probably be in this RICO too.
Busting all these.
Yo, they joking about the RICO, which I get. It's content, right? Fuck it, it's content. They joking about the RICO like niggas caught a parking ticket. Yo, this is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
JK.
I got no comment on the RICO. Nothing to do with the RICO.
Nothing
No
to
comment.
make fun of, Adam.
Oh, that was a Crip Mac joke. My bad.
Oh man, so that's that's Loose Cannon's wife jumping in. That's Sharice. Shout out to Sharice. She's like, yo, come on, nigga, stop it, Adam. But you gotta realize, Adam white. So like, Adam, he could do shit like that. You know what I mean? He's just a white boy.
You know it's free loose. It's free loose. Free other guys.
Like, everybody is going to support everybody. Only the real is going to stand. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody that was on that indictment rolled over. Everybody out of jail. Everybody was making statements.
So you
Yo, you can't say that, bro. They rolled over. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. I be listening to these LA niggas talk about the YSL shit. Nigga, we never heard Gunna one time on the phone. We never heard Thug one time on the phone, bro. Not the federal, the jail phone.
You and Brick are the only ones who didn't have anything to say?
We the only one that's still in jail, right?
I didn't know everybody
damn
was
near,
released.
yeah.
I didn't know
Of
they
the
were
ones
all
we know.
released.
It was 4 already in jail,
No,
though, when
everybody
she
else is
landed.
out.
Damn, everybody being out is bugged out.
Loose, activate your patience, man. Stay off that phone.
Hey, how do you feel about people celebrating people going to jail?
Ooh.
That nigga said stay off the phone. And the other guy wasn't.
Crazy.
Yeah, the ops are
What
throwing
did
a
I
party.
say? Okay, so
The ops.
Okay, so think about this, right? Because I never ever celebrated that. I took a stance on that before.
No, not you. I'm talking about how you feel about others celebrating.
I don't fuck with it. Not at all.
So you don't fuck with 600 and Wack celebrating people going to jail?
Oh man, this is a setup question. You looking like, ain't no way you ask this nigga if you fuck with two niggas. You gotta remember, Wack is mentioned in the paperwork, even though Loose and Wack were cool at one point. Wack is mentioned as a rival. Oh, so you don't fuck with them niggas.
I don't fuck with nobody celebrating a nigga going to jail, but I don't think Wack and 600 take that stance. I just think they just don't fuck with Big Yusuf.
I ain't heard him laugh this much. Shit.
You think Wack's been celebrating, Munchie? You really think he's been celebrating?
It might be a little muted, but yeah, it's damn near a ticker tape parade
like
over
a
there.
passive aggressive celebration.
The 100 side? Oh yeah.
On his side turning
I
up?
don't think they celebrate, but at the end of the day, it's like it's the best outcome for him. But other people have been affected by certain situations he's done. But I don't want him to go to jail. I'd rather if we beef him, we handle this shit on the street.
Why is
That's
Kel on
it.
the phone saying that?
Yeah, I don't know if you should
Hey,
say
hang
that.
up, hang up.
We got content. Yo, so why is this nigga on the phone saying if we beefing, we handle it in the streets? No, this is, yo, LA, y'all got it, bruh. Y'all got it, bruh. LA got it, dog.
I don't want him to go to jail. I'd rather if we beef him, we handle this shit on the street.
Why is
That's
Kel on the
it.
phone saying that?
Yeah, I don't know if you should say
Hey, hang
that.
up, hang up, Kel. Hang up. Like, hang up, bro. Y'all, you doing crazy
That's
shit
what I'm
now, Kel.
saying.
Hang
It's
up.
Like, I don't want him to go to jail. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Shitty burger.
That's just kind of weird for somebody to say, I want
Y'all niggas crazy,
my enemy to go to
cuz.
jail.
Y'all letting this nigga incriminate
No
himself. Hang
street,
up, cuz.
no street dude
gonna
say
call
that,
for
Adam.
I know, but
Maybe you.
nigga, don't do it while we on here, cause it look like we condoning it, cuz. We're not with
Yeah,
that, bro.
Luke, the
Hang that
viral
shit
way
up,
wants
bro.
to make it clear that they think you're incriminating yourself and that you should stop.
a
Hey,
far away.
long as you
Podcast
self-snitching,
from
I
Long
don't know
Beach.
Yeah,
nobody
we
else.
don't got nothing to do with what he doing. I just don't
Yeah,
want to watch him do that, bro.
Yeah, shout out to them too.
Hey, Luce, hang up, bro. Let your lawyer talk.
You ain't got one yet.
Hell nah. Fucking lawyer ain't giving us no fucking content. Fucking lawyer ain't gonna make this shit go viral. Fuck that.
So what?
I said hang up and let your lawyer talk, bro. Like, they gonna use this for content. Don't do that shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we got content. Yo, the fuck?
Yeah, but the thing is not saying anything that I haven't.
Nah, bro, but
Y'all
you on
like
some
I'm
real
talking about
shit, bro. And I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Activate your patience, like bro said. All this circus, don't do that, bro. You in facing some real life shit. This the internet. Don't do that. They gonna laugh at you. None of these niggas gonna put money on your books. None of these
Adam's so like, money on his books. Hold on now.
niggas gonna come visit you. They're gonna laugh at you when this phone call hang up, cuz. Don't. The fame ain't worth that shit.
Everything you'll go. Even the females, they go bounce on you.
That's not bad advice.
Well, he already got one.
What females you talking about, my nigga?
Man, that's how I go.
What you talking about? Because you got his wife right here. So what you talking about?
Hey, if you his wife and you care about him, stop letting him do
What
this.
you talking about?
I'm talking about the
my
majority
husband
y'all.
knows what he's gonna do.
Hey,
At the
Hey,
end of
hey, look,
the day.
niggas gonna do what they want,
Hey,
but I'm gonna
Shree,
give you
Munchie,
some real advice,
You know how that
cuz.
shit go when
He
they
been
go-
to the
when they
pen
go
before.
down.
He know.
Calling in from the
I know
don't.
he know.
That's
Look,
out.
Shrees. Long as you keep the visits coming, and the pen and paper, some pictures, you know, some you go do what you do. That's just how I go.
I'm just need y'all to put a little respect on people's names and don't try to be disrespectful here.
No, that's
All right?
that's to the gender.
Before we just really cut the line off, and that'll be that.
Hey, respect
No.
his.
She cut it off.
Hey, look, respect his freedom. Stop letting him do this to himself.
Okay, and respect his woman and respect him too.
No, it ain't
He
just
does
you.
Respect his freedom. If he chooses to do that, he's a grown ass man. He's gonna do what he want to do.
Yeah, but you supposed to care about him
Hey,
and not let him do that shit.
Hey, look, Shrees.
Not his mama.
Shrees. Females that got on me during my bid. And they bounced back at the end of the last month. It happened like that.
60 seconds.
Damn.
Okay, well y'all.
Damn.
Y'all got
60 seconds is
for me. What
crazy.
else y'all want to say?
The 60 cents. Yo, these two niggas is laughing like it's comic view, nigga. He
but-
said 60 seconds is crazy. 60 seconds of content.
At the end of
What
the
else
day,
y'all want to say?
no,
Free,
but at
free
the
loose
end of the
cannon.
Free
much love.
loose.
Much love to the homie loose.
Hey, you got the right to remain silent, cuz. Exercise that.
Hey, Luce, are you banging Sweetie in there too? Are people fucking with the Sweetie movement?
Sweetie.
Yeah, sweetie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yo, man, I love Loose, man. But Loose, brother, listen. Yo, you beat this shit, man. Just be quiet for a little bit. This is my advice to Loose. Loose, I really like you, brother. I fuck with you. Like, you gave me good energy when I met you in person. I think you hella hilarious. Please stay off the phone, bro. Get through this. Get a bond. If you beat this shit, listen, I'll give you 10 interviews in a row. You could get your content off, brother. You could get your content off. Trust me. I'll fly you out to New York. I just want you to just be on the podcast set when you're free, saying, Sweetie, I got you. But right now, you're facing a federal RICO charge. And the federal statutes actually say if you're guilty of this RICO charge, you're liable to go to jail for over 20 years. Brother, please, just chill out for a bit, okay? Just chill out for a bit. Like, the content right now, I know it's viral. It'll be more viral when you get out. You know what I mean? And you can laugh at everybody else. Please, just chill out for a bit. Please. And for the rest of y'all West Coast dudes, the We Got Content group, just chill out, bro. Y'all got to stop gassing up Loose. I see Loose is a little bit, like, gullible, where, like, Loose strikes me as the type of nigga who probably has been to jail a couple times just because he one of them niggas who also like being in the fray. So, like, now that he's locked up, he don't want to be the guy who's just sitting back, being quiet, watching everybody else talk without him adding his 2 cents. Unfortunately, that's what you got to be right now. You know what I mean? At least till you get some clarity on what's going on. You don't know the full extent of what they got you on. You know what I'm saying?
We needed
Somebody said Rico's content. Bruh, no, it ain't. Bruh, no, it ain't.
that.
We need everybody in the feds banging Sweetie gang.
You know, I also thought, and listen, my apologies if I'm wrong. That's why I think Wack is smart. I think Wack aligned himself with Loose because he know exactly who Loose is. Loose is his name really says it, loose cannon. He was a nigga who was probably going to be on a one-way course to crash out. And he would have crashed out for the content. We've seen him try to meet up with King Yella, other niggas. He say run into Cowboy. He did whatever, Jay Reed. Like, he was going to crash out for the content, or he would have been down to crash out for Wack. When the Aaron the Plumber nigga was talking about, yo, Wack, I need that fake blood. I need that fake blood. I think Luce is like, oh, it's good, cuz I'll take that shit. Well, Luce been trying to, like, and I always feel sympathetic for guys like that because you almost see them become like sacrificial lambs. Like, they're bound and destined to crash out, and they're usually crashing out for somebody else or for some other purpose that really isn't serving to themselves. So, you know, I fuck with Luce, but Luce, please stay off the phone, bro. Whenever you beat this, it could be 5 years from now. You know what I mean? Come pop out, you know, to New York. Shit, we might have a LA studio by then. And we could go have a good time with you talking about shit in the past that you have already beat. Not current investigations. We don't need to hear no more Meek Mill stories. We don't need to hear nothing more until your case is done. And that's out of me wanting you to be innocent. But if the We Got Content Mafia tricks you into keep doing this, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Anyway.
.com and purchase that merch. It's loosecannon.com.
That's right.
Hey, hold your head, my guy. And
I'm about to buy something off loosecannon.com. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Chat, you know, it's only right. I really fuck with Loose Cannon. I ain't gonna lie. I think he's like hilarious. I think it's Loose Cannon. Loosecannon.com. By the way, you see me rocking a Free Dirk shirt. I definitely gotta rock a Sweetie shirt. Oh, they got the onesie. The Free Loose Cannon onesie? Oh, that's fire. I mean, I don't got a kid, but shit. The Free Loose Cannon onesie. Nah, the shit I cop gotta say, Sweetie! Now maybe I get the hat. Sweetie! Yes. Okay, I think I'm gonna get the hat, chat. Yeah, might get the hoodie too. Might get the hoodie. It'd be better if they had Sweetie on the back and say integrity before money. Shit, fuck this. It should have said Sweetie on the back. I'll definitely cop. All right, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna support. I wouldn't mind if you guys support too. Loose Cannon, I fuck with him. I kid you not. All right, so let's get to the indictment real quick, chat. Okay, so this indictment's a little bit thinner than what we thought was gonna happen. This indictment didn't capture all the people that were arrested in the sweep. This indictment only has 6 people on it. First of all, of course, Big U. Eugene Henley is known as Big U. Unk, Draws, Hannibal Muhammad, Anybody Killer, and Dave Austin. We have Sylvester Robinson, known as Vay. We have Mark Martin, known as Bear Claw. Termaine, Ashley Williams, known as Loose Cannon. Armani Aflaji, which is a girl, I believe. She's known as Manny. And Frederick Blanton Jr. and Tiffany Shenrika Hines. So I think it's 7, not 6. Okay. Here it is. So the general allegations is that Big U essentially was a self-admitted member or OG of the Rollin' 60 Gangsters. Okay, they're the neighborhood Crips, and they're a violent street gang as being talked about by the U.S. Attorney that was founded and operated in Los Angeles, California. Okay, Vay was a criminal partner of Henley, and for years long he was a confidant of the defendant. So he's like his right hand man, and he's an underboss. He's an enforcer. How the cops are saying. They're saying Beer Claw, this Mark Martin guy, was a criminal partner of Henley in a self-admitted member of the 60s, and he was also close confidant and trusted lieutenant of Henley. So we're getting a hierarchy here. We have Big U at the top, and his 2 right-hand guys who kind of fall below are Sylvester Robinson Vay and Bear Claw. Now they're saying that Henley and Martin co-founded a music group, Unique Music, who's an entertainment record label. And Henley was the CEO, and Martin was the chief financial officer, okay? It was registered in California, and they're saying that they also did some stuff. That was a a charitable organization group under 26 USC, blah, blah. It did business as Developing Options, was sometimes referred to as Unique Ballers. So you had the football programs under there, and that supposedly was under this charity group, which is going to be colloquially known as Developing Options, okay? Robinson was on the payroll, okay? Henley was also the sole proprietor and owner of the company, Celebrity Socks, which did business as Unique Socks. So we're getting to realize they're painting why this is a RICO. There's a company that Big U has that is funneling or working in certain different facets, but the feds are going to claim that all these are working to help further crime. So Developing Options' purported objective was to a service and a charitable organization providing alternatives, choices to gang violence, narcotics offenses, and other criminal activity for South Los Angeles youth. Developing Options, as depicted in the image below, claimed to devote resources to inner city athletic organizations such as the Crenshaw Rams, okay? LA essentially awarded Developing Options a $550,000 grant annually, which was federally funded and part of the city's GRID program. It's called the Gang Reduction Youth Development Program. And they did it for 2018 to 2023. They were awarded $2.352 million. Okay? This came from the mayor's office of the city of Los Angeles. Okay? His duties and responsibilities was ensuring that it remained in compliance with its contract with the city, and they had a budget. They could hire and compensate employees, comply with general reporting requirements, and whatever. I want to spare you some of the boring details, but let's explain what's the racketeering thing. Now, I feel like we've explained what RICO is a bunch of times, but I'm gonna give you hopefully an explanation here that's gonna make sense. So in a RICO, there's a requirement of a few things. A RICO is pretty much the federal statute that is a organizational form of organizational form of conspiracy. Now, what happened, I forgot the year, but it was President Richard Nixon who actually signed the RICO Act into law that allowed the feds to use this to basically prosecute. Really, it was aimed at more the mafia and the mob, okay? Essentially, individuals that were doing things but maybe necessarily didn't carry out themselves, but it was clearly they had some type of system or enterprise or organization that was clearly about crime. So, what is needed for a RICO? Federal RICO. And you know, you guys could clip this, and Joe, you should probably clip this for further use, because we talk about RICOs all the time. People can come back to this. And I'm talking about general RICO, okay? Federal RICOs, not state RICOs. So, again, RICO is just it's pretty much conspiracy. Every state has a general conspiracy charge. What's a conspiracy? A conspiracy is me and you and your girl saying that we're going to plot a bank robbery. We're conspiring to rob the bank. That then could turn into many different things. As it relates to a gang, we could be conspiring under the banner of a gang to rob people, commit violence against people we don't like. That's still conspiracy. Okay? So in conspiracy, what's usually required is that there has to be some type of agreement between two people. Okay? At least two people. Which means if we're going to rob a bank, it has to be some type of agreement that we both know we're about to go rob a bank. Now, when it comes to gangs, it's much easier, because if you're in the gang, you're agreeing with the gang, and if they could prove the gang is violent, you agreed with the conspiracy. You get what I'm saying? So I'm explaining the tenets of how they look at conspiracy and why some stuff are RICO, why the state or the government would pick, or the feds would pick up something as opposed to the state. So they got to be an agreement, okay? They got to be an agreement, and then after the agreement, there has to be a pattern of engaging in this conspiracy that is of the organization level. So what does this mean? If you then have some type of gang, group, organization, you're using a company, that goes more under RICO than just natural conspiracy. Natural conspiracy is more like us three, we smoking weed, we say we gonna rob the bank, you get this, somebody gets this, and we're rocking out, right? So that's kind of like the main difference between RICO. RICO is like enterprise and organizations. Conspiracy is just you and two of your homies about to do something you're planning, right? So in RICOs, you're going to see, number one, in a federal RICO, there's always going to be this statute or this requirement. It has to affect interstate commerce, which means, it's just a federal way of that's how they keep most things federal, or they deem it to be federal. For example, if you smuggle a gun across state lines, if you do something that could defraud the banking system that operates nationally, those things are affecting interstate commerce, okay? If you're extorting people and that involves people sending you money, that is that's impacting interstate commerce, okay? So that's one of the things. Now, how do they normally lay it down? And we're going to read this indictment. There's two different things you're going to see. And I always have to explain this to people because, like, for example, with the Diddy RICO, there's a bunch of things that's listed. Shit ton of stuff, right? But he only has 3 charges, right? Or 3 counts, right? Well, RICO is 1 count, but then there's these other things I'm going to describe in a second. But he has 3 counts, or did. I think now it's 5. Or no, I still think it's 3 or 4 actually. But they put 2 more victims and they put 1 more charge with his workplace shit. Anyway. So in the RICO, when they first say racketeering, and you're seeing it here, count 1 is going to be racketeering RICO, you're going to see 2 different things. Overt acts and predicate offenses. So a predicate offense is going to be, and actually it's actually listed for federal RICOs. Look, predicate offense, federal RICO. And these are what you're going to actually be charged with under the subtitle RICO. They are this: bribery, counterfeit, theft, embezzlement, fraud, dealing in obscene matter, obstruction of justice, slavery, racketeering, gambling, money laundering, commission of murder for hire. Yeah, so anything with murder, so they could put murder under this, but I'm gonna show you the difference between that and what's known as overt acts. So these will be actually, you're charged with RICO, and under RICO, because it's supposed to be a pattern of criminal activity, it has to have 2 predicate offenses. So that's why you usually see, even with the Big U one, they'll say murder and they'll say tax evasion. Okay? They're got to put at least 2. For Diddy, they're going to say, what they put with Diddy? They put prostitution and sex trafficking. And some people might be like, well, sex trafficking is kind of like prostitution. Well, they got to put at least 2. They got to put at least 2. It's, again, it says right here. It requires at least 2 acts of racketeering activities. Because at least 2 establishes a pattern, okay? So you're going to see 2 predicate acts. Now, what a lot of times we care about is not the overall thing. Like, for example, the murder they're charging Big U with, that's a predicate act, clearly, right? They're charging him for that murder. If he doesn't beat the murder, he's getting life, right? So that's actually something he has to beat. What's usually the juicy details, though, in most RICO cases, when we read the indictment, is what's called overt acts. So what's an overt act? So let's go back to conspiracy, right? Because remember, RICO is basically conspiracy. It's just a trumped-up version that has different facets. If me and you said, if we smoking weed one day, me and you and your bitch, right? Me, you and your girl. We smoking weed one day, and you said, man, you know that Chase up the street, man? We should rob that motherfucker. And I'm smoking like, we should rob that motherfucker. Yeah, let's rob that motherfucker. Say for whatever reason, the feds had a listening device, or say somehow they knew about that. Could they charge us for RICO? No. Because the overt acts, and this is why overt acts exist. Because people have, we have the First Amendment right. We can say anything, right? We can say, yo, I'm about to rob the bank. They can't charge us. But in a RICO, what takes away from just First Amendment shit to an actual conspiracy is an overt act. You don't get charged for the overt act, but they're showing that you're not just saying shit, you mean it, okay? But they're not necessarily charging you for what they're saying. For example, a RICO, well, it wouldn't be a RICO, it would be a conspiracy, but an overt act in a conspiracy of us robbing a bank would me going to buy the rope because I plan to tie people up. You buying the rope is not a crime. You're not getting charged for buying the rope. But that's an overt act to show that you were serious about this crime or conspiracy you're doing. Do you guys get it? I think you guys get it. You guys are smart. So overt acts could be, yo, I'm hitting up my homegirl asking if I could borrow her car. That's not a crime. But it's an overt act to show that you're taking steps to carry out this conspiracy. Okay? Now, you're going to see later, when they mention Wack 100 is listed as an overt act. Not a predicate offense, because they're not charging them for anything to do with Wack. But they're saying, in carrying out that this Big U enterprise is a violent gang that extorts, that is carrying out violence and robs people, an overt act was them saying, when we see Wack, we're going to do A. Then they allegedly, or according to Big U's words on a phone call, they saw Wack, and an overt act was they tried to do something to him. So that's showing that the criminal enterprise, which is the Big U enterprise, was not only just say, because we could just say we're chat nigga gang, but if we not slapping niggas in the streets or planning to run down on niggas in the streets because we chat nigga gang, it doesn't mean anything. But if we planning it, it means something. They're saying that these are things that show that Big U's conspiracy, people were taking necessary actions to continue it and further it. Okay. That's the explanation I got to give, because a lot of times when we get to reading RICOs, sometimes I could tell y'all confused because we start reading things like, for example, the arson, right? The arson, I believe, in Diddy's case is a overt act. I don't think he's charged with. And I think if he was charged with it, Kid Cudi would have to go testify, or they would have to have some type of surveillance. Anyway, so let me get through this quickly. By the way, chat, my voice isn't the strongest yet. I'm still getting there. But we're going to push through. I owe you guys 6 hours. Some way, somehow, I got to get there. I'm going to have to get water in a second. Okay, this water's here. Okay, y'all here with me? Y'all rocking with me? Okay. So, let's go through this. So they basically bring the enterprise. They said the enterprise is the Big U enterprise. Okay, they call the Big U enterprise. All right. Now, very noticeably here, they're saying it's a Big U enterprise. They're not saying Rolling 60s. So even though they do deem Rolling 60s as a violent gang, this isn't the Rolling 60s indictment, which means anybody who's a Rolling 60 who they feel is in this particular pattern could get caught up. They're kind of doing a subgroup. Okay. Purpose of the enterprise, okay? They're saying to enrich Big U, to promote and protect the reputation, to financially enrich Big U, and a lot of things they're going to keep saying Big U, Big U, Big U, okay? Means of the enterprise, they're going to say this is how they carried out shit. Here we go. As part of the enterprise purported control of Los Angeles, individuals, professional athletes, musicians, and others intended to conduct businesses or certain type of businesses in L.A., including legitimate business and illicit criminal conduct, were required to check in with Henley prior to travel to L.A. and engage in certain activities in order to obtain protection from Big U Enterprise. While in L.A., defendant Henley hosted a podcast titled Checking In. The opening theme of the song explained when you hop off that plane, check in. Penthouse suite, check in. When your feet hit the street, check in. Because if you not, and shit get hot, you better check in. The check-in include both a payment to Big U Enterprise as well as requesting permission from him to conduct certain activities, including acts of violence that were sanctioned by the Big U Enterprise, okay? They use his own documentary against him. They say he described in a documentary film that he produced, and he says if you don't pick up the phone, that could mean death for somebody. If I don't pick up the phone, that could mean death for somebody. On the Nothing to Something podcast, he says you got to check in. You could choose not to, and it's going to be a problem. If you choose not to check in and you suffer the consequences, you feel like you got something bigger than what's there, and that's not checking in. It's basically an act of war. Okay. Then there's another quote. It ain't one human who ain't check in. In a video he recorded with the film crew in Los Angeles Hyde Park around 2017, depicted below, he says, anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. But if you don't check it in, we gonna check you in, all right. We gonna check in all your equipment. By the way, this video is public. This is a video.
Movie production in the hood. That's how we do it, you know, man.
Top flight, baby. Security.
GB running this here movie set in the hood.
Come on out here.
Coming out here and checking in with GB, getting these movies done. You better know it. You know what I mean? Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in,
Oh, well. Let's go check your ass out.
we gonna check you in, all right? We gonna check it all of your equipment. we gonna check it all of your equipment. Movie production in the hood. That's how we do it, you know, man.
Top flight, baby. Security.
GB running this here movie.
Hey, by the way, this is a good sign. It's a good sign. This is probably what I said before. And I know I hate breaking topics. Ye has hit me back. He's hit me back with, this is, rather than his team telling me what they want, he's told me, and okay. And the things he's saying, the things he's saying, okay. Yeah, these are good. These are good. These are doable. So I'm gonna do it's not crazy stuff. So I'm gonna send him another version of it probably in a couple hours or whenever I get off stream. Okay, but he has responded, and this is from Ye himself, and I'm happy about that. Good, Ye. Thank you. I don't know if I think Ye be online. Ye definitely be online. So he might have seen the shit. Anyway. All right.
Movie set in the hood.
Come on out here.
Coming out here and checking in with GB, getting these movies done. You better know it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that's the check-in thing, right? So they accuse him of embezzling the funds, using a nonprofit fraudulently to kind of like, extort money from people. And he got government funds, and also they applied for government assisted loans. And, they're basically saying that this was crazy, right? So here's the racketeering conspiracy. So they're saying it starts in 2010. And this is the predicate acts here, okay? So the predicate offenses that are going to be charged under the RICO are these. Murder. Remember, there's got to be two. Kidnapping. Robbery. Extortion. Wire fraud. Financial institution fraud. Basically the same thing. And prostitution, interstate prostitution. Okay? So now they tell you what he's being charged with under RICO. So he's been charged with, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then 1, 2, well, this is all pretty much wire and institution fraud. So like 5 things. So he's getting charged with 5 things under RICO. So now let's look at the overt acts. These are the entertainment shit, okay? It's just going to give us the details. On January 2021, defendant Henley using his influence and reputation of the Big U Enterprise arranged for a victim, whatever, to record a music video. So we all know that apparently Big U's son's friend was a music artist. He signed him. The guy was recording at his studio in Las Vegas. So in January 2021, at defendant Henley's direction, KF, an employee of this, arranged for the victim to have air travel to Las Vegas, okay? Expected to return to Los Angeles 7 days later, a week later. So remember, these are overt acts. It just shows that people were doing things, even booking a flight. That's an overt act showing that y'all are consistent in this conspiracy. Y'all were doing things to make this conspiracy happen. Okay. They arranged for him to be at an Airbnb on the 23rd. They drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas in a luxury, Lexus sedan. Okay. This is Big U and Robinson, Robinson's right-hand man. On the 24th, approximately 2 a.m., they arrived to an Airbnb in the sedan and asked RW why RW had not been in the studio the previous day, wasting studio time and disrespecting the record label and Big U. Over at Act 6. He then, after he arrived there, they arrived to the studio where he was scheduled to record a song. At the direction of Henley, RW recorded a song. Okay? So it looked like they brought him to the studio. He recorded a song right before midnight. At 12:58, Henley's 2 phones stopped reporting location data, which means that he turned it off or it died, indicating they were turned off or placed on airplane mode while in the vicinity of the studio. He then drove RW from the studio to the Airbnb in a sedan. At 1:20, RW left the Airbnb with his suitcase packed and entered the sedan with Henley. So it looked like he's like, yo, all right, we're going. You know what I mean? You're fucking around. You're wasting my money. Let's go. Remember, he was supposed to stay till the 26th, one day before he was scheduled to check out. Henley drove the victim north of Las Vegas on Interstate 15 near the Apex Regional Landfill. He then drove south on Interstate 15 back to Las Vegas. At approximately 2:15, defendants Henley's 2 phones both began reporting location data again, indicating that they were turned on or taken out of airplane mode while defendant Henley was continuing to drive south from Interstate 15 to US 95. On January 25th, 2021, at 2:20, Henley called Robinson, who was still at the studio. Okay? At 2:30, Henley returned to the studio, telling the employee he had gone to the gym. So they're saying the murder happened then. So they're saying at 2:15, his phone started reporting location data again. So they're saying the murder happened in between here. So he turned his phone off between 1:20 when they left the Airbnb and 2:15. So that was 55 minutes, okay? Okay. Approximately, okay. So he told someone at 2:30 he went to the gym. The body was found at Interstate 15 in the area depicted below with multiple gunshot wounds to the head. Wow. Damn, it's just on the side of the road damn near, right? They shot a dude in the head. Fuck. Defendant Henley contracted the producer to inform him that Nevada homicide detectives would be interviewing the producer about the death of RW. On the 26th, Henley contacted the producer and demanded that the producer and his employees leave the studio premises. Defendant Henley and others unknown to whatever, removed, so this is after the murder, they removed portions of the security system from the studio, right? Because, yeah, they killed the dude then. So the next day, they removed security system from the studio. And he was present. Henley and Roberts were present at the studio prior to the victim RW's murder. On the 27th, so the next day, 10 p.m., they asked the Airbnb owner if there were cameras on the property. Because they would know the cameras are going to show Big U leaving with the kid. Or it's not a kid, but the 21-year-old person at the day before he was scheduled to check out. Then KF, which is who else? KF. I guess it's the other guy, I believe. Directed the owner of the account that he used to book the Airbnb not to speak with law enforcement about the murder. Then on the 3rd, on the 3rd of 2021? Oh, my bad. I'm tweaking. Yeah. The 3rd of February, which is a couple days later, falsely told law enforcement he did not know the address of the studio and did not have a phone number for or any way to contact Henley. On December, so that was a year later, on an intercepted call, Henley explained his motivation for committing murders on behalf of the enterprise. What you guys see on the internet, y'all keep hearing other people who don't have nothing to talk about. But Cell, let me tell you something. If I would have had a problem with any man, any color, any creed, any king or kind, the issue would have been resolved. And he wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't be here. It ain't no kid nothing. And it ain't damn near nobody who's been in this motherfucker longer than me can stand against me and me be who I am. If I had a problem with any man, and this wouldn't be so funny to me, I'm still who they say I am. Okay. So now they're saying they attempted to evade law enforcement. February 14th. So this is next year, right? But to evade law enforcement, give me a second. I'm trying to keep up with the dates. Okay. So this is 2 years after, damn near. February 14th, 2023, to evade law enforcement regarding the murder, Henley's wife, S.H., falsely informed detectives that Henley did not live at his residence full time. Then, on an intercepted call after speaking with detectives, his wife said Big U, called Big U from Big U's father's phone to warn him that Big U that detectives were seeking to discuss RW's murder with Big U. And Big U asked how many officers were there. Beginning the 14th, 2023, to evade law enforcement regarding the murder, defendant Henley did not return home to his residence for multiple days. Okay? He then switched cars with defendant Robinson. So he had Robinson start driving his cars. On an intercepted call, defendant Henley called defendant Martin to schedule a meeting to discuss the murder and evading law enforcement. And on another intercepted call, they called DS to discuss the murder. Another intercepted call. They told DS that the defendant was traveling to Vegas the following day where the producer was located. And on an intercepted call, he ordered his son not to talk to anyone about the murder. Damn, there's a lot of intercepted calls. He told SH to call KF's mother, but not to do so on an encrypted FaceTime application to discuss the murder. Okay, so this is a lot about the murder. Okay, let's get into some other bullshit. Overt Act 36. For years, he extorted Victim 1, a music and a club promoter who transitioned into a partnership with an unlicensed marijuana dispensary located in Los Angeles for $25,000 a month in extortion fees until Victim 1 started to ignore his calls. So some guy had a marijuana dispensary that was like, kind of illegal, and he was paying Big U $25K a month. On July 5th, 2021, Victim 1 has been ignoring his calls and when he was demanding extortion payments, Big U Enterprise member, Robinson, which is the right-hand man, and self-proclaimed Rolling 60s member, Tremaine Ashley Williams, loose cannon, and approximately 9 other individuals, so pretty much 11 people, or 10, all acted under his direction, traveled to the dispensary, committed a robbery. They then, defendant Robinson Williams, which is loose, and others unknown to the grand jury, stole products, cash, and multiple personal items from the dispensary, including Victim 1. Shortly after the robbery of Victim 1's dispensary, defendant Henley invited Victim 1 to defendant Henley's home, where Big U, loose cannon, and other robbers were present, and many of the robbed items were there. At the residence, they told Victim 1, that's how you rob yourself. So basically, they robbed the dude because he didn't pay extortion money. They invited him to the crib, and they showed him all the things he got robbed for and said, you see how you rob yourself, right? And later that day, defendant Henley returned a portion of the robbery proceeds and told him he would need to pay $10,000 to prevent future robberies. So looked like homie got a discount. He was paying $25,000 before. Looked like Big U dropped it down to 10. It appears, right? What else happened? Okay, still at Henley's home with the robbers and the robbery items present, Henley directed victim 1 to identify other marijuana businesses so they could similarly rob and offer the same victim 1 with a portion of the robberies. So this was like a Ponzi scheme of extortion. Hey, if you put us on to other dispensaries we could do the same shit to, we'll give you some money from what we get from them, okay? Then a year later, on November 11, 2022, on an intercepted call, Henley and Big U Enterprise this is where Brick Baby comes in, coordinated how much Brick Baby was going to give Big U as proceeds from a robbery that Brick Baby committed. On November 11, 2022, intercepted calls and text messages while defendant Henley talked with Big U, associate Frederick Blanton, the defendant Robinson to help Big U collect Brick Baby's associate. They said they robbed a nigga for some shit. They made a nigga call his plug and they booked him, to which Big U said, I'm going to grab half of what he got him. I'm going to give it to Vay, and Vay could bring you the rest. Okay? And yeah, so these are just, they're not charging necessarily for the robbery, but they're saying this happened. Okay? On November 11, 2022, in an intercepted call, defendant Henley could be heard counting money, stating that it ain't nothing but 2 or 3 racks, which Blanton said Brick Baby said it was supposed to be between 5 and 7. So you got to make that call out to Brick, man. Then on March 3rd, on an intercepted call, Big U described the MO of the Big U Enterprises, which included robbing an individual, but not taking everything from them so they could continue to work. Be robbed or identify other robbery targets and buy the stolen items back from Big U Enterprise, okay? Defendant Robertson tasked with victim 1 identifying other robbery, whatever. Okay. Trying to figure out. Okay. On September 3rd, 2021, Robinson told victim 1 that Robinson needed to, the defendant Robinson needed to tell the defendant Big U about the victim 1's outstanding extortion debt to appease Big U. And victim 1 said he could pay either $500 or $1,000. And Robinson demanded payment for Big U, but stated he would allow victim 1 to pay the following day. And then looked like the following day came. Let's see what happened. Defendant Robinson discussed with victim 1 how the defendants were taxing him and to intimidate victim 1, they expressed frustration that, okay. All right. This is pretty much what we see in the complaint a lot. February 19th, Big U called and said, I need $1,500 real quick. On April 3rd, they told victim 1 he was increasing the taxes to $3,500. They told him that it was going from $2,500 to $3,000 and that Big U could purchase SH, which is his wife. Oh, shit, he was buying his wife a $30,000 necklace and using extortion money. Damn, Big U was that nigga. On April 10th, they told victim 1 that they wanted to collect $2,000 every Monday. So $2,000 every Monday would be $8,000 a month. $8,000 a month would be $96,000 a year, right? $8,000 a month, $96,000 a year, almost $100,000, right? On April 16th, defendant Henley told victim 1 that he needed a donation. Oh, shit. This is crazy. A donation for his wife's birthday party. So Big U was extorting niggas for donation for his wife's birthday party. On June, they intimidated victim 1 and demanded victim 1 stop doing business with Wack 100 because Wack 100 was suspected to be an informant. Oh, man. On June 22nd, defendant Robinson called victim 1 and demanded money because Henley had demanded it. On June 22nd, to intimidate him, they told him that Henley had been asking defendant Robinson if the Big U Enterprises needed to do a takeover of victim 1, referring to the previous takeover robbery of his dispensary when they stopped paying him before. On June 22nd, to intimidate Victim 1, Defendant Robinson told Victim 1 that when Big U Enterprise member spent time with Henley, it was necessary to carry a firearm. Huh? Oh, okay. Then, this is Overt Act 78. To intimidate Victim 1, Defendant Henley told Victim 1 that Henley had seen Wack 100 with his wife and daughter and said, there's 50 to 20 niggas with us. Hoodies tied down. I got my hoodie on, all black, tied down. She like, boom, she jumped in the car, paid for blah, blah, then took off. Boom, this nigga screaming, my wife, Charles, I see you, Eugene. I see you, Eugene Henley, I see you. He's screaming all that. He got his blower. He got his blower out, but he's fucked up because nobody's around. We like, bitch ass nigga. I'm like, yeah, bitch ass nigga. He like, yo, you want to die here, man? Don't do this, my wife, my kids. Draws. Don't do this. He's screaming. Oh, shit. Now, just to be fair, because Wack's my man. Wack gave his account of this when I was on the podcast. He gave the real breakdown. Did y'all hear this? This is crazy. So here we go. This is Wack. Where is it? Oh, is it this?
You know I'm allowing you to quit. Actually, no, why don't you read it? Stop right there.
Right? Like Clubhouse.
If I got my blower.
Oh, here we go.
Allegations.
But he's messed up. I gotta read the whole thing. But he's messed up because nobody's around. We like bitch ass dude. I'm like, yeah, bitch ass dude. He's like something. He's like redacted. Die here, man. Don't do this. My wife, my kids in that car. Drawers. Don't do this. He's screaming.
Now you tell.
He was about to turn you into Swiss cheese.
I want to see how smart you are. I've been violating him for 2 years. Violating him, calling him rats, snitches. He came up there 20 deep to get me, right? And he's telling me some word. What stopped him from fucking with me?
So look. No, this is important. I'm about to give you this. Yeah. Let me get to it. My interpretation of this, me personally, and bear in mind, my interpretation wasn't put out there. Adam hopped on the live and said, No. This is so crucial. I want you to tell me. Because I'm gonna get to mine. Mine's okay. Adam hopped on there and said Wack was begging for his life. I didn't say that. You put source on that.
I want you to listen.
Adam put source on it.
I want you to tell me what you get from that.
This is what I'm trying to get to.
Why didn't he touch me?
I get to it is because you might not want to admit this. You had your blower.
Okay.
You're begging him not to kill him.
Now stop.
Now remember, this is this infamous story where Wack 100 was he jumped off stage with Kanye. Kanye's in the story too, and supposedly when Wack gets to the parking lot, I guess he walks Kanye somewhere. He gets to the parking lot. The 60s members were on his heels. There's multiple sides of the story. We don't know who's telling the truth. Wack has a fully different version. You heard Big U's version. Here's Wack version.
Right? Like Clubhouse.
If I got my blower and you 20 deep with hoodies and I'm by myself, right? No begging to plead. That's when you really do it, right? What do you think my mentality was? For a dude not to approach me and you come to get me, and I jump out my car talking, what kind of conversation you think I'm having to make a dude say, don't nobody move?
I agree with you.
Now,
I feel like
Blick talk.
I feel
third
like
y'all out there.
You probably was on that Soulja Boy shit.
Now I'm about to expose something nobody ever knew.
Okay. Oh, shit.
So here it goes, right?
Ground zero,
I'm here. All of this is a parking lot, right? I'm here. They walk down. They walk right past my car. They didn't even see me. When I seen them get here, I jumped out. Y'all looking for me? Right?
Shit.
They stopped. They back was to me. Y'all, I had everything I had, I could have dealt with everything in front of me. Now, what they didn't know is I'm talking to my team. Big Unim is here. Now watch this. Look, watch this. Big Unim is here. I'm here out the car. Third, who was here, and here?
You taking notes?
Hold on. Third, who in that parking lot when I'm confronting these 20 Crips was 20 to 30 feet in every direction and they didn't know it? All my homies was behind them.
That's new information.
Listen.
That's new information, man.
So listen, check this out. So when I'm letting you know, there's no need to beg nothing. What did I tell that fool? Let's do it. My home, they still don't know to this day that all my homies was positioned 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They didn't even see them. I'm talking to my homies in code, letting them know which way I'm gonna push them. I said, nigga, ain't nothing but 20 of y'all. I'm going to down 3 of y'all. I just told him I'm going to get off in 3s. Right? At that point.
Now, Wack is devious. He says, he says it's nothing but 20 of y'all. I ain't going to lie to you. Nigga, nigga, 1v20 is a lot. This thing was about to do a 20v1.
Point, he knows if he getting off in 3s, when he go to 2s, he running out of it. These dudes right now to this day had no idea that they was ambushed. So why the you see he said I was by myself, right? I wasn't by myself. All you got to do is pay attention to the 3 people who got off the stage with Kanye. Now let's do the math, dummies. The 3 dudes in red, does he look familiar? So where did they disappear to? When we walked Kanye to Fig, because that's where his car was at? Right, let's clear that up. Kanye said, Wack, my car is on Fig. I said, well, we got to walk around. He like, why we just can't go right there, so you got to go through the crowd. He said, your people, I don't care. So we walked Kanye through the crowd, took him to Fig, went down the escalator, got in the cars. I pulled out first. I always pull out first. My people is here, and here. As you seen, he said what? He was by himself. The bozo don't know till his day that he was already ambushed. So once I'm going, you know what they gonna do? They're gonna do this. You know what happens when you start to run from that and you start getting that blowing at you another way?
It's like
what
a
happens?
military operation. I like that.
So now the world knows bozo. Think about it. Where did the 4 dudes go that got off the stage with him and Ye? Where did they go? They were in the parking lot with me. But you tried to play it.
But if you were the threat, then why didn't anything happen?
What do you mean?
You said you did the ambush.
Wack spared him. Duh.
You got to ask the 20 people. They came to get me, right? Listen, I'm going to be real. They marked themselves out. It'd have been 20 power rules going to get one person, and they jumped out like that, you would have had to use that. I told Big U, this is what I told him.
You gave him a pass?
No, I told Big U, yo move.
Did you call him by his government name?
I said, yo move.
Oh, I was even being funny. I'm just thinking about the indictment. It says, Eugene Henley, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I think of Big U, he sounds so tough. Like, I couldn't believe his name was Eugene. I wouldn't even call Big U Eugene. Even if you'd be like, yo, could you call him by his government name? I'm like, I'm not calling this tough nigga Eugene. Eugene don't sound like a tough nigga, bro. That's I'm wondering if Wack was in the parking lot like, Eugene!
You going first. Let's get to it. He said, cuz don't move, cuz it killed me.
Ooh.
It's exact word.
That's a line.
I'm telling my team in code, talking to them, I say, you ain't holding the cards. They listen to me tell them to do what? Hold, because I see them moving in. I don't want you that close, because I'm going to make them scatter. I got some shit that's going to make freedom ring. Woo! That's a fact.
That's a line. That's a bar. I got some shit that make, woo!
Because I see them moving in. I don't want you that close, because I'm going to make them scatter. I got some shit that's going to make freedom ring. Ooh. That's a fact. Make them scatter, because I see them moving in. I don't want you that close, because I'm going to make them scatter. I got some shit that's going to make freedom ring.
You heard that nigga had an ARP out there. That shit crazy.
That's a fact. Think about it. What make 20 gang members stop in their track?
ARP,
a 38?
Man.
Does that do it?
Nah.
gotta have some shit, right? Let's just be real.
You put a drink on them niggas?
Let's just be real.
This just says blow up.
No, I'm asking you. What make 20 dudes stop in their tracks? And you know they had some shit. What it takes something. Listen, it's a fat, ugly broad walk through here. We wouldn't trip. We'd keep talking. If a bad bitch walk through here, we gonna stop and look, right? So it gotta be a showstopper, right? So now I just exposed to you that the bozo said what? He was by himself. I never was by myself.
But this him on a wiretap bragging to somebody else, possibly.
He got it without story,
right?
Yeah. But you sent it like it was real.
On this originally and said begging. I never said begging.
But you sent it like it was real.
I was just reading what you sent me.
That's the part he's mad about, the begging. I never said that.
No, what I'm saying though, the part I'm mad about is you act like we cool. You didn't send it to me and say, Wack, what's up with this? You did the bitch ass shit you do, but they just can't catch you. So I'm here to let you know as a man, you's a bitch ass nigga for that.
No, he's not. Because all he was doing was showing me
that because
Okay. All right. So that's an overt act. 79. They're trying to threaten victim one. Yo, victim one looked like they were extorting this nigga so bad. He at some point he said, "I'm going to the feds. Fuck this." So Henley threatened. So Big U threatened victim one. Said, "We gotta rob someone. You with that bullshit." Then it said, they demanded $2,000 from victim. Oh, they were just really running this nigga pockets, man. They demanded money from victim one, stated he needed money for tax. They needed money for taxes and employment development department. They Big U told victim one that he needed $30,000 to pay his developing option staff and was considering a robbery and increased extortion to obtain the funds, saying that Big U didn't care if they had robbed Peter to pay Paul. They needed to get down. Victim one paid defendant $1,500 extortion payment after defendant Henley told victim one, "We bumped that weekly down to $1,500. Oh man. By the way, chat, you know what I was thinking about too? Where I was like, yo, did the feds talk to Wack? Wack.
So Big U, you shouldn't be surprised with anything with Big U. Big U is basically an A1 extorter. Like, he is in the Cali culture with the checking in where you're gonna get robbed or hurt. It's basically like how mobs used to have business pay them for protection from them, which made no sense. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. If you're a regular civilian, honestly, like, bro, just don't go to the hood. You're famous. It's crazy. They probably look and see where all the famous people are staying at. If you don't check in, you'll get robbed. And that's only one gang, one set of the people. There's a bunch more other gangs that might still rob you. So, hey, man. But it's your boy, Big Akademiks. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I am out.